Cool.
Hi, I decided that it's time for me to start to speak out to the world about my experience of learning and development and all of what I'm about and all of what I love talking about and being with people around and helping other people learn from. So it's time to risk putting it out on camera and sending it around and seeing what the response is. So that's what I'm doing for the first time. And the place I would start with calling this it's my I just am place. And I think it applies to me and most people that I would work with, they recognise this. I just am a product of my early influences. I just am a person that was built on how my parents were with me, the big people in my life, the way I experienced hunger, the way I experienced pain, the way I was told off, the way I was nurtured. I just am a product of that. As if it's got nothing to do with me today, really. I'm just a combination of all those external influences from when I was wee. Life just happens to me, just happens to you. Most of us start in that place and carry on for a long time in it until somewhere along the line we get some notion that we might be involved in our own lives somehow and have some choices about that. And all those years of I just am, my wonderful, unconscious, faithful servant just does what it's told from those early influences. So my unconscious, when it sees a threat coming, it tells my body to respond. My heart races, my skin gets temperature, my mind races. Like really cleverly, my unconscious has told my body to do that. Really, really clever. And for years, I've been, I suppose, a victim to that. Letting me just respond unconsciously. But then suddenly there's a shock to the system. When for the first time I notice, or you notice, that my behaviour matters, that I'm part of shaping that. And the time it happened to me for the first time ever was when I became a management trainer. And I was really lucky. I went on a fantastic course that shaped my life. And my to-be mentor, David, was training me, and I was doing a presentation to the group. I'd never done that before. And I was speaking to someone in the group, and I can remember his face to the day, where I was really challenged by this guy who seemed to be very judging and critical. Reminded me of my father. No surprises there that my old I just am was in play. And I was doing this to him as I argued with him. And David, bless him, came up and just grabbed my finger very gently and said, "What's this about?" Now, I didn't jump up and down with joy at the thought of having that pointed out. I went into a deep shock. It was like for the first time I was looking at me in the mirror, I was looking at my reflection, and I was absolutely shaken to my core. It felt bad, so I had fear and I had guilt and I had shame, real shame of somehow being seen to be the same, judging, criticising, whatever that represented. And I wanted to run away and hide with it. It was a complete shock. Oh my goodness, my behaviour is mine and it matters and it shapes how I am with other people and what happens as a result of that. And it was absolutely amazing. It set my development path for the next 30 years to now. And I think that there's a common, from what I hear from others, the common experience of shock, of shame, of guilt. And what on earth do I do with all that? Okay, my behaviour's to do with me. I can't say it just is, I just am anymore. What am I going to do with that? How do I deal with it? What do I do with it? And then what happens? Started the life development path. And I learned to change and I learned to develop. And actually, some of what I was doing, what I know now, I learned to hide it. I learned to cover it up. I learned to hide the finger pointing that I'm still doing inside, but I'll learn how to hide it. Really not very helpful, but willing to learn, open to learn. So I've done my therapy. I was lucky. I had a really good therapist, but that's for another day. Did my counselling work. Trained as a counsellor. What do most of us do? We'll read the self-help books. We'll gobble them up. The business executive manager in the airport who'll buy any latest book anywhere that will give him the answer. How do I get a result? How do I do something different? How am I going to change and develop? How do I get other people to do what I want? All of those things. Gobble up the self-help books. The latest guru who says, here's what you have to do, guys. Inspirational speakers, here's all you have to do. They tell us who we are, they tell us how we're stuck, they tell us what we have to do. But in my experience, nobody actually says, and this is how you do it. Nobody gives you the way to climb out of that. To radically go from I just am to the shock of responsibility of my behaviour to doing something else. Making better choices for today. And what happened? Tiredness. Yep, had that. Burnout. Oh boy, I've had that. Comes in the shape of rheumatoid, I think. Stress, frustration, and limited success. And then the penny drops. All of me is always with me. I'm walking around in the world, me, real, human, always present, all of me. The pointing finger, if it's still there, and any other, comes with me and lives out of me every day. What if I actually decided to befriend me? What if I decided to be my best friend instead of my biggest judge? What if I empathised with me? What if I empowered me? What if I befriended? How would I treat my best friend who was in this much distress about themselves? So how do I finding the way for me to emerge fully, for you to emerge when you're in a relationship with me? What is it I can do with that? That's, if you like, the life journey now. And it goes on to Fastereft for me and the work of tapping, because for the first time I've got a tool that allows me to cut through all that chatter, cut through all of that, and go to the source in me and clear it out of the way, actually empty it out of me, empty it away and live fresh somehow and put in some different stuff. So that me, that is really learned in the decisions I made early on from the early influences where I was just a receptacle, where I made choices in life that, you know what, I'll choose life where I fight. I won't be hurt or injured or damaged anymore. I'll just decide to fight. I'll take up arms and don't anybody try to stop me. And that's how I live. And that's how I define myself. That's how I did it for many years. And I got promoted on it. And I got really good jobs on it. And I attracted people to me on it. And I held it and I defended and I fought. And somewhere along the line, this thing called rheumatoid arthritis happens. Now, is there any surprises there? I'm holding it, I'm tight, I'm held in, I'm defended. I'm holding it all tight. Fastereft starts to give me the way, and it's not going to happen overnight, probably, of starting to say, let that all go. Letting go of the fight, letting go. What are the words? I'm stuck for words. I'll just let go. Can I get my head around this? Can I just, instead of fighting, just say, I'll let it go. I'll let go of all those battles. I'll let go the need to know. I'll let go the shame. I'll let go the helplessness. I'll let go not being able to control anything. Peace. And as I do that, I can notice something in my shoulders shifting. And I notice my elbows wanting to let go. And I know that I have to do more. I know that I need to keep working at it. Keep working at all those times I feel guilty or shameful or angry or wanting to point the finger, because they're all the flags for me that say, you know what, you just are. You're just churning it out because your body's just taking the messages that you learned all those years ago. And I'm working with Fastereft and tapping me to say, actually, no, today I'm doing it to me, you know. Today I'm doing this to me because when I tighten up in my body, there's nobody else here. I'm not 13, 16. I'm not in that situation that made me make those decisions. That's gone, long gone. It's still happening in me, but I'm making it happen. So if I just am with that, then I can say, I'll try to tap when I notice the resistance to it. I'll try to tap that says, I'm very clever. I'm going to let go of all that. I'm going to let go of all that struggle. Because it's just me. It just is me. I just am. I'm fully functioning, and I can choose a different story. And I can teach my unconscious to give different messages to my body. But I might have to do it for quite a bit to get rid of all those other years of giving it the wrong message. And loosen it and let it go, and let it go, and let it go. And then I'm empowered. And then I'm emerging different and freer and more able and more me. And you can be more you. And I'm really glad I did this.